Alright, get on it. Oh shit! Yo!
Holy fuck.
Yo!
That was the scariest thing.
What? Welcome to another episode of One Tire via Roberto Marquez. As you know, I'm in front of the Vanderhall Venice GT. Again, I always get the question of, Roberto, what is your favorite car? I always say it's either a Ford Escort, an RS200, or a Mustang 67 Fastback, an R32, R34, the Volkswagen R32. It's a question that I cannot personally answer consistently every single day. Now, what does that mean? It means that this is now my favorite car. Now, it will probably be my, my next favorite car later on. It'll be something else later. But right now, it is this. I've had this since about 9 a.m. this morning, and it is now, let's see, what time is it? It is 4:07, and I have not stopped driving this thing since 9 a.m. I just have John behind the camera, and he just drove this thing, and he is also in love with this car. I told John, this is going to be cool. This is going to be fast. It has 200 horsepower. It has 200 foot-pounds of torque. A 1.6 liter, 4-cylinder, dual overhead cam, turbocharged engine. This is going to be cool. And John said, no, that sucks. It's not a BMW. His usual excuse. John gets in the car. What happens? Instantly forgets what a BMW is. This thing is absolutely magnificent, okay? There is nothing that compares to it even remotely as a driving experience as to what I've driven in my life that compares to this car. Now, that may be unfair because there's no top, there's no doors, you're basically 4 inches off the ground, but this is completely out of the realm of anything I've ever driven, and I have an S2000. So, that's the best comparison I can do. This is close to an S1000, but it's better. This is faster, it's cooler, it's classier. There's not enough good things I can say about this car. The only thing that I don't like is the fact that you can have the automatic and the bump shift, okay? Down for up and up for down. There's no manual, okay? And I wish that, you can be one of those old 1970s Formula One drivers where you're shifting one hand, Ayrton Senna more likely is 1980s. Shift one hand on the steering wheel, and shifting right here. This is the fucking craziest thing in the world. Automatic, but you do get a bump shifter. Unfortunately, in this car, the bump shifter does not work. I tried myself, and I was just in traffic, just causing traffic jam because it would not shift up or down. Is it a bad thing? If you paid $33,000 for one of these things, maybe. The owner himself got this in August. So, what is it? April? I would be mad if my bump shifter wasn't working. And see, back there, there's supposed to be one of these black plastic panels you see here. It fell off on the freeway. That was $250, which wasn't that expensive. You think as an exotic car, you can spend thousands of dollars for certain pieces, but $250, I don't think that's that bad. Would I recommend this as something that you daily as a daily driver? Absolutely not. This is unquestionably a toy, a weekend, every other week car. Okay. Sitting inside the Vanderhall, you can see all these switches and dials. Okay, they modeled after one of those 1920s World War I biplanes. Okay, you have your stereo here, your cruise control, your reset or your set buttons, traction control. I will never touch that because I'm scared, and the hazard button. Of course, right here you have your heater. So the way you do it, you turn this all the way to the right, and you pull this hard as hell, and now you get the hottest air. Pretty cool. You feel like a fighter pilot. pretty sweet. One of my favorite parts. You have your boost gauge, you have your gear that you're in, your tachometer, your fuel level, and of course how fast you're going. It's pretty much everything you need to know how and when you're going to die. Okay? You have your fucking push button start. That's the coolest part. A push button, like my S2000. Your stocks, your left stock for your turn signals and your headlights, and of course a nice little horn. It's one of the coolest parts, you know. I think. Nice little glove box. Not the biggest thing in the world, with a little charger there. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Otherwise, this is the interior. You see, I am 6'2" tall man, and I fit very well. As well, one of the best parts, and one of the things that I always look for when I'm getting a car, or when I'm renting or I'm buying a new car, is this. You see this Lexus? You see this S2000? You see this? This is what we need. An extendable, collapsible steering wheel. It's not hard. Look at this. Oh my God, it's too far. Let me just pull this back so it's more comfortable. You see that Lexus? You see that S2000? Is it hard? No, it is not. This is a feature that is super understated, and the cars that we have today, a lot of cars don't have it, and this is what we need. Okay, not everybody drives the same, you know, so it's awesome. Hopefully these GoPros don't fall off. I have one behind me, one on the side. And hopefully the wind noise isn't that bad, because wind noise could be a bitch on these videos. Well, in this video at least. Oh my God, I'm so low. Starting off, you got a 1.6 liter 4-cylinder turbo engine from GM. Pretty excited, made in North Carolina. And might I say that the Americans did a fantastic job making this car. Turbo blow off, it's so cool. Like you get like every single like blow off sound. When you push the pedal. Dude, it is a magnificent driving experience, one that you should not hold out on. If you were to get a chance to rent one of these things, like absolutely do. I paid $100 and I think it was $67 or $76 to rent this thing for 200 miles. And I'm very nervous about this GoPro behind me. I don't want to fall off, but whatever, it's a GoPro. For 200 miles, they give you it was $176 or $167, one of those two, I forget. Just chump change, really, to drive this thing for 200 miles for the whole day. And again, Turo, coming in clutch. Like, dude, like, if you ever want to try vehicles that you pretty sure you'll never be able to afford or never be able to drive, like, dude, like, Turo has got your back. I ain't trying to crash, I ain't trying to die. Or crash this car anyways. So 200 horsepower, 200 foot-pounds of torque, in a chassis that only weighs 1,500 pounds, or 1,650 around there. With my fat ass, hopefully the wind noise is not bad, with my fat ass, it's probably like 1,875 around there. I weigh 220 pounds, 215-ish around there. But you gotta imagine, like, this is faster than a Miata, okay? A Miata only weighs about 2,200, right? Miata has a 4-cylinder engine that has about, what, 130 horsepower, okay? Now, you got a Miata and compared to this Vanderhall at 200 horsepower and 200 foot-pounds of torque, and that lightweight chassis, like, this thing flies, and this thing will absolutely destroy me out on the track. Now, and I'm curious to see if people do track these things. It is a 3-wheel vehicle, but does it consider a car or motorcycle? Because there is a gray area when it comes to these things. Cops think it's a motorcycle because it has no airbag, but it's a car because I have a roll bar in front of me or behind me, and it has a car engine. So it's a flip of a coin what kind of cop you'll get. Be like, damn, that's cool, or hey, put your helmet on. Of course, I don't want to wear a helmet. You know, you get one of these things with an open top, you don't want to wear a helmet. Of course, if you do crash, you're probably going to die. I'm really tall, and being 6'2", like, I'm not sure if these roll bars behind me will be, protect me. Again, if the wind noise is bad, I'm sorry. You just gotta have that in mind. The windshield glass on here isn't exactly the original one. It is a modified one that, well, not modified, is another example you can get if you want to get it from Vanderhall themselves. They give you a taller one instead of you want a little tiny baby one.
I think it's like half the size. I do like the bigger one, less wind noise, less of wind hitting your face, quite honestly. And dude, this thing fucking rips, dude. This thing rips, dude. This thing rips. So sweet. I'm driving not a residential, but in a commercial area, so I can get more alone time. Because people do stare, people do look, and people ask questions and ruin my video. Of course, this is an American-made car. It was made in North Carolina. Being an American car, it is rather well built. It looks pretty well built. Of course, all the panels you have here are all usually plastic, but we have a nice leather seats. The dash itself is covered in the same color as the seats themselves, and you have a nice mahogany steering wheel, I'm guessing, or wood, with a nice Venice button in the middle that says Vanderhall in the middle. Very nice, very period realistic, we call it that. I'm thoroughly enjoying this car. Like this thing is sweet. Again, you got to think as well. Like this thing is $33,000. Okay, now this of course is a rich people toy. You as a peasant or a middle class lightweight can probably get one of these, like myself. Driving one of these, like, dude, this thing is awesome. Like, even though, like, you know, I want a Porsche 911, I want a 993, I want a 996. Like, dude, like, I can definitely put off one of those things to buy this. This is only 33 grand. And for what you're getting, like, this thing is fantastic. You get a push to start. You get a stereo. Stereo, you mean Bluetooth, which is Bluetooth connectivity. You have a heater, so when it gets really cold at nighttime, it will get cold. So you will need that heater that's there. You have a heater. Both seats actually have heated seats, so your butt will be nice and warm. You have cruise control. You have as well your traction control. Now, will I turn that off to keep driving this car? No. And it's not my car, so I'm not going to be turning off the traction control just because I want to be fucking Ayrton Senna. Of course, you have also your hazard lights. You just flip a switch. I love the fact that they went ahead and did that sort of style. They went with the flip switches, because this is of course, a old school, like, you know, modern, you know, resto mod. You know, they try to replicate the old school cars with the switches and to make it feel like a race car. So of course you have a bump shifter in these things. Of course, it means basically you pull back to go up a gear and you push forward to go down a gear. Now, unfortunately, the guy did tell me it does not work, and I can confirm it does not work. I tried to do it like at a stop, and I just ended up just being stuck there because I couldn't figure out how to put it back. So I put it back into normal driving mode. It doesn't take away the drive position, the drive experience. Like, if we can imagine, the shifter's on your left side, so you're basically driving like a Japanese car. Shifter's on the left, you know, except the steering wheel's on this side, except that side. But it's still a hilarious experience as to why you probably want to buy one of these things. Dude, this thing is awesome. Holy hell. I don't know if you're getting wind noise. I'm so sorry. If you're getting wind noise, I'm sorry. I don't doubt you're getting wind noise. Now, have I taken this on a freeway? Absolutely not. And will I ever take it on a freeway? Absolutely not. The owner has taken it on the freeway. Says it is also the scariest thing in the world, and you have to have your helmet, because you can have a small rock, you know, flying at you, and because you're flying the opposite way, you got to think of like the physics between that rock that isn't going very fast, and if you're going 60 miles an hour on the freeway and it hits your forehead, hits your eye, like there goes your eye, there goes, like, you know, you probably have a big ass bump in your forehead. So yes, you do have to wear the helmet, and yes, I do have to wear sunglasses, because you don't want stuff flying into your eye. Like, it's one of your most valuable. You only get two, so you got to be careful when you're driving these things, especially when you're driving on the freeway. I ain't gonna be driving on this freeway. I will be driving this thing every single time I have. Every time I get, like, anytime I have a spare time, I'll be driving this thing, because it's the open top, and it's hard to explain. Like, the open top experience It feels, oh my gosh, my GoPro. There goes the GoPro. One of my favorite aspects about driving this thing really is the wheels themselves. When you're sitting in this position and you turn the wheel, you can see how the wheel turns left and right. It makes you feel like you're in a Formula One car. Now, me being a huge Formula One fan, go Max Verstappen, that really gets to me. I'm really excited. I'm very excited to be doing that kind of stuff. Like, this thing is sweet.
Even driving at slow speeds, it's just cool, you know? Wow. I've never owned a turbo car, so I'm just giggling every time I hear that. We're next to a Corolla right here. It looks so normal in comparison, but watch what happens. Bye, Corolla. Oh my goodness. And it's so direct. The steering is incredibly direct. I mean, even if you flinch, you're gonna feel it. You also feel every bump. That's a good thing. I like that. I like being able to feel the road. I was driving a big pickup truck for the first time in my life on the street the other day, and I don't like it. It's just, even when I even drove a Camaro SS convertible, and it just feels floaty. I hate that feeling. This is so direct. Okay, there's power steering, but honestly, it's perfect. I love the way it drives. I really, really do. In the left here.
It's a big curvy thing right here.
Oh, there is?
Yeah, remember?
Oh, yeah. Wow, look at that. It takes the corners so well. It's got your little turn signals. Definitely don't go fast over the railroad tracks, though.
Dude,
Woo! Oh, man. Dude, I cannot get over that blow-off valve. Again, when you have a roof and doors, it mutes everything. But in this, you can hear everything, and it just sounds amazing. I've only, what, $170? That's including the insurance on Turo?
Yeah.
There's no excuse not to do it. And if you just feel like revving it. It's ridiculous. It is too much fun. And the fact that it has all these things that modern cars have. Hell, some cars don't even have cruise control in 2021. This has cruise control. It's got Bluetooth. It's got traction control you can turn off. I wouldn't do that. But it gives you that option. If you have balls of steel, you can turn off the traction control. But guys, I really do want one. I shit you not. I really, really want one now. It sells itself. And then you just put your foot to the floor.
And just hold on, please.
Pardon me. Oh my God. I mean, I don't know what to say. It's too fun. It is too much fun. This is ridiculous. This should be illegal to have this much fun. You don't even have to go very fast. It's just the acceleration and the sound.
You're going like 40, 45.
I swear, and that's all you need.
That's just so much fun. Man.
That's all you need.
It's just the GoPro. Holy.
Wow. Dude. And you know the thing about this car? It does that to you. It just makes you laugh uncontrollably. When I was sitting passenger, I couldn't stop laughing. Watch this. Look at these guys. You can't stop laughing. It might even be more fun to ride passenger than to drive. I was giggling nonstop. It is too much fun. Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. Well,
That was the review of the Vanderhall Venice GT. I see my hair, so whatever. Well, what can I say? Like again, everything I say, I'll just say over again. Like this thing has been such a great experience. I'm glad I rented it. I'm glad I was right to rent it. It was $167 or $176 or $180, something like that. But this has been such a great experience. I'm glad I was able to drive it. I'm glad I was right. I was right to get this thing. My other idea was getting an Audi TT RS, the new 2020 model, but I was like, that was more expensive. I'm kind of more curious about this. This was the better option. I'm glad I got this. If you're interested, go on Turo. Yeah, I'm not definitely a sponsor, but I get these cars from Turo. I pay money so you guys can see this stuff. So subscribe, comment, like, and put your notifications. Don't be a freeloader. Just thanks for the support, thanks for watching, thanks for liking, all that fun stuff. I'm so glad I got to try this. This thing's definitely worth it. If you don't have $32,000 or you can't spend that kind of money, just get the blackjack. I think it's like 25 grand. It doesn't have a lot of the other features that this car has, but it's still a Vanderhall. It's still fast, it's still quick. You still have plenty of fun. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. This is One Tire Fire over Morgan. Thanks for John for the Bears. I just almost killed him, and I'll be like, damn, now I have a black guy who's dead. Like, damn it, that was gonna happen. Thanks to John. Subscribe to his channel, and subscribe to mine, One Tire Fire. Also, I have a TikTok. Go watch on that. It's One Tire Fire. Just go on TikTok. There's a lot of BTS stuff will be on there. So yeah, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. And this has been the Vanderhall Venice GT. Amazing car.